This is going to angle down, going to miss the leg stump. A couple of games against the Irish Wolves for Nepal. They were in Kirtipur very end of last month, and they headed down to India. And in India, they picked up 4 wins from 5. Monty Desai felt it was very similar conditions to here in Muscat. So kept the side there right the way up till yesterday. Only landed yesterday afternoon, remarkably.
They've turned up well. It's never easy. Land and then just get started with your game. And good for them, they had an afternoon game, Andrew, not a morning one. That would have been very hard on the players.
Another good over. 5 dots in it, and only 4 runs come from it. 4 have been bowled, 20 for none. So Rizwan's going to bowl a third with this angle just proving difficult for both the two right-handers. Mikhail, I know you've been to Nepal, you've enjoyed your time there. Special day, New Year's Eve today, the year 2080 today. That's the Cambodia flag, not the one I'm looking for. Looking for the lovely Nepal flag. Looks a bit different.
Where's the rhino? You're looking for the rhino. Oh yes, then best wishes to all Nepal fans as well. Straight down the ground. They'll steal a single.
Yeah, so it is a bit surreal to think, if you think of the Western calendar, or the Gregorian calendar, if you want to call it that. We're in mid-April. It's New Year's Eve in Nepal. And you can see there is the Nepal flag. There's the one I was looking for. There'll be big celebrations across Kathmandu, across Lalitpur, Bhaktapur in particular. That's where there's a real hub, a real festival. See all those beautiful Hindu temples down towards the Terai region, towards Bhairawa, Butwal, where Kushal Bertel comes from. New Year's Day tomorrow.
And all of it, a thick outside edge to fetch another single. Well, advance wishes here to whole of Nepal. Happy New Year wishes. And I guess the icing on the cake will be a wonderful win as well today, a convincing one. Will set the tone for the Nepal team as well into this competition. You want to start off strong, start off good. A convincing win, an 8-wicket win or 7-wicket win with decent overs at your disposal.
They haven't quite started that way though, have they? Just 22 on the board, going at well less than a run a ball. Rizwan just losing his run up this time, dead ball signalled. You do wonder with the importance of the power play in the modern game. Yes, Malaysia bowl quite well here, but just Bertel and Asif taking a little while to adjust to the conditions.
Yeah, it's been contrasting starts, right? Malaysia in the first 3 got 30 of the Pacers, and Nepal in the first 5 have managed only 22. Just wonder if it's the surface or the approach. That was deliberate. That was done on purpose and nicely done as well. Just opening the face of the bat and gliding it down third for a boundary.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's played for this. I think it's an outstanding shot. You might look at it and think it's an outside edge, but just watch Bertel's hands here. Right at the end of the shot, he's opened up the face of the bat. It's more off the face than a direct outside edge. And he's going to get good reward as deep third had just come up into the circle to allow more protection for the leg side. Wouldn't mind seeing him use his feet here. Look at everyone on the offside. They're all up. Go at the left arm seamer. Try to go over long off, over extra cover who's in very tight. Make use of this power play. That's where he goes. Through the cover region. Back-to-back boundaries. Finally Nepal starting to take the handbrake off.
Oh yes, and courtesy Kushal Burtel. He does not like to be bogged down for too long. He likes to dictate proceedings in the middle. This was full and on the off. License to be driven. And with the field up in the circle, with the power play still on, Kushal Burtel said, "Thank you very much, Rizwan." Back-to-back boundaries here for Nepal. They found a move on. Just when it looked like the power play was going Malaysia's way, Burtel has stepped foot on accelerator.
Good finish from Rizwan. He's bowled all three consecutively in the power play. Don't see that too often. 5 have been bowled. 30 for none. And a reminder, you can of course download that Asian Cricket Council app. Just search for Asian Cricket Council on iOS or Google Play. Either of those two platforms on Apple or Android, whatever you're using. Whatever your poison, unlock cricket using that app on the website asiancricket.org. So, consecutive 3-over spells in the power play. Firstly from left armer Rizwan, and now Pawandeep Singh is going to continue. Not something you see a lot of in the modern T20I game, or if you think about the IPL that's ongoing right now. Captains like to vary their bowlers. Malaysia just keeping things simple.
Oh yes, it all depends on how the captain wants to approach, whether they are fielding first or whether they are defending a target. Pawandeep is a tried and tested campaigner for Malaysia. He's been very effective, impactful and result oriented with his bowling. Goes aerial, and that will just about trickle down to the 4 boundary towards the long off region. This time he manufactured the shot, had to make room for himself, create an opportunity and play it over the offside. Wonderfully done.
Yeah, for me, there's not quite been enough of that against Pawandeep Singh. It's not like Nepal are facing him for the first time. They know what he does. Doesn't turn the ball, keeps it very simple, and is very accurate. Really surprised we haven't seen either batter use their feet against him. But now a little bit of innovation is going to get a boundary, followed up by a single. Can they finish with a flourish? They'd love a maximum to round out the power play, just get them ahead of the game. They're only really just keeping track at the moment.
Yes, and that's what happens when Pawandeep is in operation. Sometimes he gets a little bit too predictable, Andrew, with not much turn being imparted. You can maybe just play through the line. Shot and wide, put away again, but this time nicely fielded by Captain Virendeep Singh. That was travelling as well.
You just wonder where the wickets are coming from. Is the plan from Malaysia's captain just to build pressure? Just continue to restrict the boundary options. You do feel the runs will probably come a bit easier actually outside of the power play. The field will drop back. And that is a good end to the power play. It's going to be a second boundary in the over. 10 have come from it. And now Nepal have their noses in front. End of the first power play in this chase. It's 40 for none.
Again, just about creating space for himself and making full use of the field restrictions. You have to just about find these open wide spaces, and it's exactly what Asif Sheikh did. This is a very fine partnership.
You're just blowing a little hot and cold. Can be difficult up at the top, up and you're opening Bowling, going to see the first change in bowling. We see some off spin. And the off breaks of Vijay only come into the attack. We saw outstanding bowling from Dipendra Singh with his off breaks. A very different kind of bowler though. And I'd expect Bertel and Asif just to work him around. There's a bit of protection on the leg side, but I suspect that 6 singles per over are going to be quite easy.
Just coming back to off spinner.
Yeah, certainly you suspect now it's just a case of knocking the ball around. I don't think they're going to be thinking of net run rate, even though that could be a factor in the group stages. In theory, Monty Desai will just want to win 4. Certainly want to top the group.
So far it's been very easy for Nepal. Another single. They're running the first run fast. They're trying to apply pressure on the fielder. We'll keep it to 1.
Yeah, certainly right now it's just cruise control, isn't it, for Nepal? You wonder, will there just be a temptation for Malaysia to take some risk, try to find a way to pick up some wickets? Nicely bowled, a little bit of a carom that looked like didn't turn in. If anything went away. So it's a good tight start from Vijay Oni. Just 3 come from his first. 7 bowled, 43 for none. So Powndeep Singh is going to bowl his 4 consecutively, as he often does the Kali Mullah, as it's being christened. So the left arm spinner will bowl his 4th despite going for 10 in his last over. Can Bertel start to find the accelerator? Well, yes he can is the answer. That's probably the shot of the chase thus far. Really positive foot movement, gets a good stride in towards it and gets 4.
That's incredible. Bertel, he's taking a move on here. And he's taking a liking of Pawandeep. Just over covers. This is wonderful batting from Nepal at the moment.
Big appeal. Certainly Pawandeep Singh was interested. Just the fact he had a good stride in and a little bit of bounce probably means that one will go against the bowler. That's our Pakistani umpire Tariq Rashid making that decision. TV umpire Tabarek Dar from Hong Kong. Again, use of the feet. Probably just be a single this time, as the cover sweeper does well.
This is a good partnership. Can't take it away from there. Just inching close to 50. Just over 7 overs. They're chasing a modest 144 to win. And this is a wonderful wicket to bat on. Everything is in favor of Nepal at the moment. And yes, they have the support of their home fan base.
Sheikh's running hard, looking for 2, won't get it. Yeah, they've looked comfortable, but not dominant thus far, Nepal.
It's only a matter of time. They do realize that there's not a lot that is required. 144, probably 20, 25, maybe 30 below par on a wicket as good as this. That's a goner, that's a goner, that's a goner, that's a wicket. That's a wicket for Pawandeep. Just before he finishes, he gets the back of Kushal Bertel, and what a time to get a wicket here for Malaysia.
Yeah, very nicely bowled. He just doesn't miss, does he? It's the same again and again. It's another arm ball. Bertel got himself in a horrible tangle. Both pads ended up facing down the pitch, so he is trapped LBW for 24. And the first wicket falls. Nepal, 49 for 1. Skipper to the crease, Rohit Kumar Paudel. Very young captain, and he's a fine player. I think this is the position I prefer to see him at. There's been all sorts of tinkering, you would describe it, with the middle order for Nepal. Really the only two certainties in recent times have been the top two and the bottom two. We know Bahara and Rajbanshi will be at 10 and 11. And we know the two openers, but Kumar Paudel gets off the mark immediately. Nice drive down the ground. And the 50 comes up. It's a wicket taking over though. Pawandeep Singh finishes his 4-over spell with 1 for 26. It's 50 for 1. So that's the potential of what's to come. You'd suspect it could be Gulshan Jah at 4. That's a role they seem to have identified for him. And Kushal Malla with that sky-high strike rate up over 170. Be interesting to see how they use him with plenty of left arm spin options as well to come. As Paudel gets that round the corner, it'll just be a single.
Vajayani, he's kept things tight from the parking lot and here at the Oman Cricket Academy. Darts the ball in. That's a carom ball. So has a few variations up his sleeve as well. 3 of the first over. He's conceding in singles at the moment. So this has been the plan for Malaysia. They're looking to keep things tight, and in the process, if Nepal falter, they make a mistake, and that's where they'll capitalize.
It definitely has that variation. Quite a few coming out as little away breaks, sort of almost carom balls, aren't they? Ahmed Faiz, the former skipper, doing the fielding this time. Nepal in control of this chase, but they just don't want that required run rate to start to become a big factor. Approaching the halfway stage, 8 balls before they get there. Wouldn't want more than 80 or 85, so they'll need a boundary or two.
They need to get things right here.
Now, Paudel wants a second, but Asif Sheikh says no. Muniandi did well, actually. Ran a really good angle to close it off. So 5 singles come from the 9th over. It's 55 for 1. So one brother replaces the other. Left arm spin of Pawandeep Singh will be replaced by the left arm spin, bit more part-time of Virendeep Singh, the skipper. Oh, and an inside edge, real fortune for Rohit Powell, will get him to a landmark. It's a 1,000th T20I run for Nepal's captain. Gets to a special landmark, joining Dipender Singh Airi and Kushal Bertel, the third Nepali batter to get there.
Congratulations, Rohit Powell, the captain of Nepal. He's been a star player, no two thoughts about it. Consistently getting runs here.
A little bit of turn. A very different bowler to his brother is Virendeep Singh. He'll turn it quite sharply. And a very different action too. Required run rate. Nepal just need to keep an eye on that. It's over 8 per over.
I don't know why, but I feel there will be a mess out of this.
Another dot. We are just having a couple of microphone challenges here. Hopefully you'll be able to hear Pranav Mehta again in a moment. Game day 1 here, ACC Men's Premier Cup 2024. Spot in the Asia Cup on the line, and Malaysia scrapping, fighting hard, bringing that required run rate into play. Every dot will see it raise, and a good start from the captain here. Nepal not finding a way to score freely yet. It's doing too much, really hits the shoulder, so a good decision. And the umpire still one delivery left. Get to a drinks break at the end of this ball, and I'm not certain whether or not Nepal will be pleased with their position. Vikram Naponi, the Nepal team physio, has just been called on to conduct a concussion check, as may have come off the shoulder up into the helmet. I think he's going to be absolutely fine to continue, but correct protocol to go through, and I think the umpires have rather wisely decided, why don't we have a drink at this point with one ball left in the 10th over. We'll be back after a short break with Nepal 58 for 1.
Check. Okay. Cable மாத்திரம் எடுத்து வர சொல்லு. ஒரு கேபிள் கொண்டு வர சொல்லு.
So just one ball left in the 10th after the drinks break, and Asif Sheikh picks up a single, but it's only 4 from Virendeep Singh's first over. This game hanging in the balance. Nepal maybe in a bit of strife. They're 59 for 1. Well, there's the ACC app if you want to enjoy that. As we see another change in bowling. Going to be the youngster, the left arm spinner, into the attack. Now they should get 2 this time. Nicely placed. Asif Sheikh and Rohit Paudel very, very fit. Nepal just in danger of bringing that required run rate into play.
That's a sign. That's a sign of worry at the moment for Nepal. They'll need to accelerate. They don't want to leave it for the end. They'd want to finish this match somewhere around the 18th, 19th over. And if that's to happen, they'll have to start capitalizing right now. Edged, falling just short of third. In the process, Asif will get off strike.
Remarkably, Virendeep Singh has just run 70 yards or so to be moved in the field from deep mid-wicket where he was the ball before to now short third. Money Andy sent out there. You really reckon he could have got there. Big tall man, didn't anticipate particularly well. Now Paudel again wants a second. This is the change of fielder. Money Andy, swifter to the ball, much more athletic than Virendeep Singh. And this time it's just a single.
Andrew, what I feel the problem has been is that Nepal have been looking to force the issue rather than play their natural game, consistently rotate the strike, and in the process look for a couple of boundaries every 2 overs. Maybe a boundary and over would also do. But instead of that, they've been looking to force the action, and that's where a lot of dot balls have come into play.
Yeah, batter not ready that time, so he pulls out, more than entitled to do so. Dead ball signalled for an additional time in the chase. Well, that's been missed. Missed everything. Even the keeper's missed it, thudded into his pads. Somehow misses the off stump. It's a full toss that Sheikh should have put out away. Big gap between deep extra and long off. Could easily have been a boundary. Was very nearly the second wicket. Back live with you now. This time it's cut away for a single, so it's another over with not enough runs from it. There's going to be some nervy fans watching on back in Nepal. 64 for 1 after 11. Now that's who's to come now. Fascinatingly, Gulshan Jha, who's been used a lot at number 4 over the last 6 or 8 weeks, is not padded up. Kushal Malla is. Surely he has to be in next. Career strike rate, one of the very highest in the history of T20 international cricket. It's 172. Surely they want that power of the left arm hitter into the game as soon as possible. Sandeep Johra also has the pads on. But with these left arm spinners bowling, Nepal need that left-hander to the crease. You'd like to see Asif Sheikh take some risks now. And that's what he does. We're going to see Malla in. It was a little bit of a tortured stay for Nepal's opener, and Asif Sheikh is stumped. Good piece of glove work on his T20 international debut. Moment he won't forget for Saqib. And the skipper has the second wicket.
That was more of an Aqib Ilyas type of innings. He took his time, 34 of 32. And just when it's time to accelerate, he's going to be departing back. The captain, Virendeep Singh, gets a wicket here. 64 for 2. And Asif Sheikh will depart for 32 of 35. okay?
Kushal Malla to the crease at number 4. Well, he's a quite precocious and hugely exciting talent, but Nepal have got themselves in a tangle here.
They're in trouble, aren't they? Almost 80 required of the last 9 overs. And this is trouble times for Nepal because they have taken way too much time than what they would have wanted to. This will help. This will help. It's a maximum from the bat of Rohit Patel. And this was much required. And it's coming at the right time.
First maximum of the chase, and finally they're jumping for joy in the stands. It's been a bit of a tricky period for Nepal. It's brought the game back into the balance. That maximum, though, swings it very much back in Nepal's favour. And with Malla, who, well, he eats left arm spin for breakfast, for lunch and for dinner. And there's only really one way in which he plays. The boundaries may now start to come. Good batting, follows the maximum up with a single.
So wicket to start off with. 161 being the follow-up. He wouldn't mind it. Virendeep Singh, the captain, he does realize that a wicket here could squeeze the affair for Nepal. Especially they are looking for the wicket of Kushal Malla. They know that he's an accelerator. Angling down the leg side, wide, signaled by the umpire. Something they will have to focus on and implement is the singles, running between the wickets. It's going to play a very crucial role in this remaining 8+ overs.
Yeah, these two very quick between the wickets. Powell and Irie in particular. Irie, I think, will follow. Former captain and the current captain, none too pleased. It's something that the umpire said to them. I suspect Dipendra Singh Irie might be in next at 5. Can they get 2 here? It's the shorter side of the ground. Probably not. Malaysia's fielding just holding up. 12 have been bowled. It's a wicket taking over with plenty of runs from it too. 75 for 2. So 8 overs remain, and for Nepal, they know their target, and they'll feel as though they are in control, but there has been a wobble or two. Both openers couldn't really get going. Vijay only with these little carom he's bowling lots of them, which is proving difficult to get away as well. Malla loves spin bowling. How soon before he looks to go over long on, over Cow Corner?
They'll need to get going. 76 for 2. 12 overs. They'd like to get that momentum into the tournament. Yes, they are still well placed into this game, but they would like to finish this game in a dominating fashion. Just don't want to be scrambling through a below par score. And that's something that they would want to implement immediately.
Edged away. Mala's going to get 4. Not exactly where he intended it, but good enough. And you just sense with his aggression, his X factor, his firepower, Nepal are going to really start to get moving, and they need to.
It works. It works as a batter. You take runs in any form, any manner that they come in. Off the outside edge, it was fired in to start off. And a diving effort at third cannot help restrict it. There's a little bit of treatment at third. The fielder's down, and he's struggling. These are not great signs. Will require some treatment here, Andrew.
Yeah, not the first one to go down today, but plenty of them. It's been a very, very warm day. It's Rizwan Haider who's already bowled 3 overs. And looking at that site, probably pretty unlikely to bowl a 4th. Big surprise for me is still no sign of Mohammad Wafiq yet. Left arm seamer, and unless he bowls the next over, he won't be able to bowl his 4 over allocation. He'd have to bowl 14, 16, 18 and 20 if he's brought in next. And we'll see a subfielder come on. Not good to see. A few players going down with the heat, the humidity. Doesn't look hot probably on your TV screens back home, but it's very warm indeed.
Something that helps is the overcast conditions. The sun has been out of play through the entire day in the first game as well as in the second game as well.
A little inside edge this time as Mala gets enough on it. You just wonder, will these two, as soon as the pace comes back onto the ball, really go at it? Mala loves spin, but Paolo's very good against pace.
And that's exactly what Malaysia wants. They want the Nepalese batter to go after them, because that allows them to have a chance, a crack at this match. Pick up a few wickets and put some pressure on Nepal. They don't want to allow Nepal to take this game to the wire, because at the moment they are the favourites to win this game. They want to pick up wickets and they want to dominate this game.
Swept with protection out there. It feels like every time Nepal get a little surge, they don't get a second surge. They just get really just one boundary in each over. There's been a big lack of boundaries. Only 9 in the chase thus far. Less than 1 per over. You want at least 1 an over, surely, on a surface this good. Just getting a bit gloomy as well. It's after 5 o'clock local time here now. Mala can't do much with that. Uni with another good over, 7 from it. And Nepal still need to get their scoring to accelerate. It's 82 for 2.
So finally, every time you ask for someone, he has to come into action. You asked for Airy came into action. Now it is Wafiq, Mohammad Wafiq. He comes in from the com box end. What are you expecting from Mohammad Wafiq here at this situation, considering the way Nepal is going at the moment?
He's the quickest bowler in this Malaysian side by a distance. Full of potential. Real talent. Homegrown like this entire Malaysian squad. The pace on the ball might just offer scoring opportunities. Mala really only knows 1 gear, and that's 5th if not 6th. In T20I history, only 1 player with more than 500 runs who's got a higher strike rate than Kushal Mala. Stagno from Gibraltar. And of those amongst the major nations, Aaron Johnson is just behind him. And the only other one above 170, Surya Kumar Yadav. So he's in very good company up there. Like Tim David, Phil Salt, Finn Allen, Andre Russell up there too. That's the pedigree that Kushal Mala brings you. And he'll show us those skills if he's still there in a couple of overs' time. Often Monty Desai talks to him about just counting to 5 or 6 balls just to get it in a little. And then show his power, but this time he might have picked out long on. He has gone straight to the man. And this game turns and twists again. Good catch held, and Mala falls.
This is the wicket they were looking for, Kushal Mala. We all know how impactful and how dominating he has. Wafiq just bowling back of length and not giving that kind of room, the length that Kushal Mala would have been looking for. And at the end, he was held on at long on. That was a sub fielder who holds on to the catch. 83 for 3. Nepal.
Well, cometh the moment, cometh the man, cometh the hour. Here he is, Dipender Singh Airi, outstanding with the ball. What can he do with the bat? Won't have long to get himself in at the crease. And immediately beaten on the outside edge. That's the extra pace of Mohammed Wafiq. Big impact. Looks like he's going to bowl overs 14, 16, 18 and 20. Malaysia very much in this contest.
They've made a match out of nothing. 143 on the board is what they could get. They just lost 3 wickets. Yes, they're having a good time here at the Oman Cricket Academy. It's one of those picturesque venues in the Gulf between the Al Hajar Mountains. And look at the number of people that have come in to watch this game. And I'll tell you, Andrew, 100% as the tournament progresses, there'll be more and more fans that will be coming into the ground and enjoying themselves here. This is a world-class facility, second to none in the Gulf.